Join us for the very first IFL Live at London's Indigo at the O2, Sunday, August the 13th, with me, Kugan Cassius, and some very special guests. Eddie Hearn, Darren Barker, Johnny Fisher and more. Tickets now on sale. So in the words of Eddie Hearn,
you get up, you dress up, and you fucking show up.
Umar at IFL TV. We're at Buatsi Azeez launch press conference. Huge fight at the O2 Arena, live on Sky Sports, October 28th. First or 8th? 21st. Yeah. I'm going a week late there. Before we come on to...
28th is Fury and Ngannou.
That's it. Saudi. Yeah, wouldn't want to clash with that. Before we come on to this, I didn't actually speak to you after Joshua's 7th round stoppage of Robert Helenius, so apologies about that, Spencer, but it was a busy night.
Yeah, it was a busy night.
Happy for Josh?
I'm super pleased for him, mate. You know, it was all about rebuilding that confidence in his own ability, and I think he got that with that showcase knockout. He needed that show-reel knockout, mate. It was, it was one of those that we saw the fight as it was unfolding. You see him growing in confidence. It was a bit weird because he was holding his feet a little bit. He didn't want to take any chances early on. I know that people, you know, wanted to see Joshua putting his shots together more, and there was even boos in the crowd that would like, do you know what I mean? They were like, people getting frustrated. And even me, I'm going, come on, mate, now step on it, step on it, step on it. But, you know, speaking to him after, he's like, listen, I know exactly where I'm at now, and I knew that was the right time. And, like, he stepped in with a shot. The right hand was beautiful. And it was all about, for him, and installing some of that confidence that he needs going into the Deontay Wilder fight. Prince Khalid was over, wasn't he? So I think they were doing a deal for that. I think there's going to be an announcement on that. But talking about January time or something. So he needed a knockout. He needed to do it in style. And he got, you know, the knockout was brilliant. But, yeah. Would have liked to have seen him do it maybe a little bit earlier, but it is what it is. It's all about getting the victory and doing it the way he done it. I thought it was good, man. I enjoyed it.
Weird one with Anthony. Like, at the start of his career, right through midway, he really had the casual fan behind him, the general sports fan. And watching that performance, I thought he didn't take much punishment. No. He got a brutal knockout. He sort of broke Helenius down, worked him out. But from the casual point of view, as you said, there were boos, etc. But when you factor in what happened with Andy Ruiz, he's probably not going to go in there and trade up like he used to, especially with a massive Deontay Wilder payday coming up as well, Spencer. So was it harsh from the crowd? Yeah,
slightly harsh, yeah, because I think, you know, the crowd with the heavyweights, they want to go, right, I want to see that Anthony Joshua of old. The Anthony Joshua knocked out Dillian Whyte, you know, back in 2015 in the same arena. We want to see that one. But what he got with the Ruiz one is that he learned that he can't be reckless at that sort of level. Now, Helenius, like, to be fair, he boxed a good fight, Helenius. You know, he was a big, tall figure. He throws that big right hand through the middle. He's a dangerous guy. Josh said, listen, I need to take my time on this one, work it out. He showed good defence, better defence than we've been seeing. You could see that he's been working on his foot movement a little bit as well, because there was a fluidity around what he was doing. And I just thought, you know what, he was like, yeah, he was taking his time. He was controlling the space and controlling the ring with his feet, and he looked like he was in control of it all, which is a good thing. And
more natural
absolutely, yeah. No. That's what I say, the fluidity around it all and everything. So you can see what he's doing with Derek James out there. He's working. He's implementing some more stuff. I think that's exactly what he needed going into, like I say, the Wilder fight. So look, for me, I was happy with what I saw, and it ended when it done, and I totally understand it. From a boxer's point of view, I go, yeah, take your time with this one. He's big, he's rangy, he's dangerous with the right hand. So you got to, you know what I mean, just wait, and you know when the right time is. He said that's where he felt like, because when he started out, that if you see, like, he's throwing his shots, and he was sort of like holding his feet when he was throwing his right hand, or he was like sort of leaning out from it. And like, so you're going, well, no, you need to step in with that, mate. Step in with a shot. And that's how he got the knockout, was when he threw the 1-2, stepped in with the right hand. I think that's what he needed to do. But perhaps the confidence wasn't there at the beginning of that fight. He needed that knockout, basically. That's what he needed. He needed the show-reel knockout, and he got that. And I think that would do him wonders going into the Wilder fight.
However, to counter that, we've seen him now box against Franklin in April and Helenius a couple of nights ago, where he's sort of staying on the outside, using his jab sort of to work his way in. If he fights Deontay Wilder like that, we saw Tyson Fury in the rematch take it to Wilder. He was unbalanced, couldn't get his shots off. Surely Josh, any chance in this fight, has to actually take it to Wilder.
Absolutely, totally agree with that. You know, it's all about, you know, styles make fights, etc., etc. So with Wilder, you got to treat this as a shootout, mate. As in, yeah, it's got to be educated in what he does, but it's going to be one of those fights knockout or get knocked out. It's one of those ones. That's what you've got to be prepared for going in there, because, like you say, I think if he gives Wilder the space and whatnot, that's a dangerous game to play. I think that he needs to go in there. Obviously, the defence is key in this one. He throws shots down the middle. Wilder goes round the sides. It's going to be a bit of a shootout, but he's got to be prepared for that. And I'm thinking that all comes with confidence. And I feel that the Franklin fight, we didn't see that there. With this knockout, I think that's going to add a lot of confidence to Joshua, and he needs that going into the Wilder fight for them reasons I've just said.
No, I think you're right, because you think back to the Fury fight in LA, the first one, and he's, apart from Usyk, probably one of the best movers in the heavyweight division, very elusive, very hard to catch, and he was on the outside for 11 rounds of that fight, and Wilder still dropped him twice.
Yeah, absolutely, because Wilder's one of those, when you watch him, he's like, you know what I mean, he's light on his feet, but when he throws his shots, he's explosive, he accelerates really quick. That's where the power comes from. But he closes the gap, he's really quick in what he does. The foot movement's like explosive. That's what Joshua's got to be careful of, do you know what I mean? But Joshua's got to be prepared to shoot when he does that. He's got to be prepared to shoot as well and try and catch him on the way in. But if he gives him the room and moves around like Fury did in that first fight, you see he gets momentum Wilder. He likes that. He's explosive, he throws the shots around everywhere. So yeah, they've got to get the tactics right on that one. But he's got to be prepared to gamble in it as well.
Right, let's talk about October 21st,
Yeah.
live on Sky Sports. Big night for boxer. I think they've needed a big fight like this. London clash between two world-class light heavyweights. Is that a fair statement?
Absolutely. Listen, WBA number 1 and 2, respectively. Buatsi's WBA number 1, Azeez is WBA number 2. It's effectively a final eliminator, isn't it, for the world title. And I think the winner goes on and boxes for a world title. The loser, listen, it's not ended. They're both undefeated fighters. The loser has to rebuild. And that's the way it is. But it's a great fight, man. It's a great trade fight, this one. Anyone that knows boxing knows this is a great fight. You know, it's like... It's a weird one in many ways, because Buatsi was the kid 2016 Olympic bronze medalist, and Dan Azeez was looking up to Buatsi then. You know, Buatsi was more like a mentor for him, really. Like they would spar, and Buatsi would be teaching him stuff, whatnot. And Dan Azeez now has worked his way up. I love the fact that, you know, he's done it the old school way. Like, you know what I mean? Like Southern area, English, Commonwealth, European, British. Like he's done it, you know, he's done it the old school way. He's collected all the titles, and I think that's really important for the development of a fighter, and I think that's how he's learnt his trade, like that, you know, picking up those titles and learning on the job, really. And he put himself in a great position. I think it's a great fight, man. If you'd have asked me who wins this 16, 18 months ago, you go like, Buatsi wins this fight easy. But Dan Azeez has had some great momentum, and like I say, he's developed really, really well. It's a great fight, man. It's a real pick-em fight. Anyone in the trade knows that. Go, listen, stylistically, it's going to be great, and it's a pick-em fight, and that's what we love.
If Joshua Buatsi does come through, as you said, it's a final eliminator, look at the Bivol fight. If that, for some reason, doesn't come off with Dimitri Bivol, a clash that we've all wanted, another London clash, is Yard and Buatsi. The names go together.
Absolutely.
Is that sort of interest you actually a little bit more, Buatsi Yard, than maybe a world title shot?
Absolutely. Listen, because we love a domestic dust-up. Do you know what I mean? When you have domestic dust-ups, like, you know, when you've got rivalries like that, you know that the fights are absolutely brilliant. You know what I mean? You know, the fighters, they put everything into it. I'd love to see Buatsi Yard. Do you know what I mean? I'd love to see Azeez Yard. Like, do you know what I mean? I don't
know. Yard said he might not fight him because they're mates. However, Buatsi and Azeez are mates. So if the business makes sense, I suppose it will happen. But in terms of Yard and Buatsi, obviously, seen Frank Warren and Ben Shalom work together with Joyce Parker, so it shouldn't be a problem making that fight.
No, it wouldn't be a problem making a fight. Listen, this is it's prize fighting, mate. It's a business ultimately. Do you know what I mean? Like, we all thought that, you know, Derek Chisora has always been like a mentor with Anthony Joshua. They're really close mates, and at one stage we thought they're going to get it on here. I thought Chisora was the obvious choice. Do you know what I mean? I think that from a business point of view, Derek would have taken the fight. You put the friendship aside, you get in there and have a fight. It's the ultimate gladiatorial sport. It's a moment only fighters have shared, right, which makes something special with the person that you've shared it with. Does that make sense? What I'm saying is that only you two know that moment, so you get this ultimate respect for the person. And I think that, you know, I think from a business point of view, we get Azeez and Yard. You know what I mean? You would, like I say, we would have got Joshua and Chisora would have happened if they couldn't have found another opponent in time. Do you know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, forget the friendship thing. That it's business ultimately, and you know, fighters will take it. If there's enough money on the table, which is what it's all about, they'll fight.
Well, Well, we've definitely got a very strong light heavyweight scene in this country. We're blessed with many world-class ones, and it's good to see two of them getting it on Saturday, 21st of October at the O2 live on Sky Sports. Look forward to it. Spencer, appreciate your time as always, and we'll speak soon.
Cheers, mate.
Join us for the very first IFL Live at London's Indigo at the O2, Sunday, August the 13th, with me, Kugan Cassius, and some very special guests. Eddie Hearn, Darren Barker, Johnny Fisher and more. Tickets now on sale. So in the words of Eddie Hearn,
You get up, you dress up, and you fucking show up.